I'm Walter Hudzik, one of the board members of Northwest Youth Services. Thank you for joining us for Dine-In to Make a Difference. As it turns out, 2020 is a year to change things up, keep us on our toes, and try new things. Normally, Northwest Youth Services hosts an annual gala at Bellingham Technical College. But with the impact of COVID-19, we've taken the opportunity to creatively connect and share our mission in unique ways. Dine-In to Make a Difference was born of that quest to reach people where they are, much like our practice of meeting youth where they are. This year, we wanted to try something new and bold to drive awareness about who we at Northwest Youth Services are and how you can support us. We depend on our community's support and rely on your donations to keep our programs going. Please join me in thanking our presenting sponsors, IMCO Construction, People's Bank, and BIRCH Equipment. And of course, Cosmo's Bistro, Big Rock Roadhouse, and La Fiamma Woodfire Pizza. And Veritas Media for producing this show. In addition to our presenting sponsors, special thanks to Rice Insurance, Larson Gross Certified Public Accountants, CPI Plumbing and Heating, Seeking Health, Logan Creek Senior Living, Peace Health, Bellingham Cold Storage, Land Title and Escrow, Windermere Property Management of Oak Harbor, Marla Chapa Keller Williams, the Hanson Home Team Keller Williams, and Skagit Regional Health. Thank you to everyone who has contributed to this program. For updates on upcoming projects and to stay current with what's happening, please take a moment to follow us on social media and subscribe to our newsletters. Our final episode of Dine-In to Make a Difference features a local favorite in Bellingham, Jordan Lawson from La Fiamma Woodfire Pizza. I'm now going to hand things off to Holly Brown, Vice President of Marketing at People's Bank, board member, and longtime supporter of Northwest Youth Services. Thanks again for joining us, and I hope that you enjoy your experience.
Welcome back to La Fiamma's Commissary Kitchen downtown. We're so excited to have you today for another cooking episode. Today we have Jordan, who is the kitchen manager for Pie Hole and La Fiamma Pizza, and he's going to show us how to make a meal that is kid-friendly and family-approved. Jordan, tell us a little bit about the restaurants.
20 plus years ago, Ken and Dan Bothman built La Fiamma Pizza, and that was about around the time I started cooking. So I'm pretty grateful that they did, and I worked for them for the last 6 years. And we make great pizza down there and some other foods, and it's a pretty fun place to work.
So Jordan, tell us what we're making today.
Today we're gonna make our version of the Supreme Pizza.
Okay.
It's called the Brooklyn Bridge. Has red peppers instead of green peppers. It adds a little bit more savory to it, so it's just kind of nice. A few vegetables, mushroom, pepper, onion, red peppers, and then pepperoni and sausage. And of course we could omit that for the vegetarians.
Wonderful. So for those at home, we have both the meat lovers and the veggie lovers for pizza today. Is there any special skills that anybody's going to need for this, or is this a full family affair?
I'm gonna have to show you how to toss the dough. It's kind of a process, but it's kind of fun. You get to make a mess.
So since you make a lot of pizza, how much do you like pizza?
I love pizza. Pizza is my life.
How many nights a week do you eat pizza?
Maybe every other night.
Wow. What's your favorite pizza?
My favorite pizza is called the Rufus. That's my son's name. His favorite is pepperoni, broccoli, and black olive.
Broccoli and black olive.
That's kind of my go-to. It makes everybody happy at home.
That does sound really good. This is actually a really great time to take a quick break and learn a little bit more about Northwest Youth Services.
Northwest Youth Services is a nonprofit organization serving young people ages 13 to 24 experiencing homelessness in Whatcom, Skagit, and Island counties. Our dedication to area youth spans over 4 decades. We support youth in identifying goals and building skills necessary to reach their own sense of stability. Northwest Youth Services offers housing, street outreach, help finding a job or enrolling in school, connection to mental health services, support for LGBTQ+ youth, restorative justice for juvenile offenders, and referrals to other services in the community. We believe that all children and youth deserve a safe, nurturing environment, that adolescence is an important time of transition, and that youth need and deserve compassion, encouragement, and support. We also believe that children and youth should be recognized and valued as a vital part of our community, and that change is needed within society to create a safe and healthy environment for children and youth. At Northwest Youth Services, we are youth-centered. We see the potential for all people to grow and change, and we provide opportunities and tools to facilitate that process. We advocate for the interests of children and youth within their families and communities. We honor the unique process of each individual and family to meet their challenges and make their own choices for creating health and well-being. We understand that each individual exists within the context of a family, and we work holistically to foster healthy relationships. We meet people where they're at, listen with compassion, honor differences, and build on strengths. We believe that all individuals are important and deserve quality services, and we strive to provide an environment that actively embraces diversity and differences. We look for innovative solutions and take initiative to provide and promote quality services. That's a little bit about our organization. Now I just want to encourage you to partner with us by making a donation of any amount to support our community's young people. Donating is easy. Just click the link in this video description and go to nwys.org and click Donate Now.
Welcome back to the kitchen. Looks like you are ready to make a pizza. What have we got here?
We've got all the ingredients for the pizza. We've got the regular sauce pizza base, our blend of Wisconsin cheese. It's white cheddar, provolone, and mozzarella. Liguria pepperoni, our house blend Italian sausage we make here in this kitchen. Sliced black olives, white mushrooms, red peppers, and red onions.
So it sounds like you have a certain way of cooking or cutting your red peppers. So you're gonna show us how to do that?
I do. You know, there's a right way and a wrong way, Adrienne. You cut the thing right down here hemispherically, and then you shuck out the innards so you can get 100% of that red meat. Take the seeds out, and I keep them off to the side here. And then we always cut skin down so you can get through it easier. With a sharp knife, it's easier to do it this way. And then
so they're
about a
long
quarter
and
inch.
thin?
Yeah, long and thin down the hemisphere like that.
So when you buy peppers, do you prefer the longer ones or kind of the short, fatty ones?
I do like the longer, extra large. Sign of good knife work is being able to handle any kind of vegetable.
So tell me about this knife that you have. This is an impressive knife, and it sounds like there's a story behind it?
Yeah, Mom bought me this knife when I became sous chef quite a few years ago at a different establishment. It floats around the kitchen. Everybody likes it.
And it has a name?
We call it Excalibur because it's kind of heavy. It works really well for line work. It's just the right size. It's I think it's about a 10-inch.
And so is this the main knife that you use? This is your knife of choice?
It's my go-to for just about everything.
And I also heard that you have a way of cooking onions that make you not cry, maybe?
I mean, it's really up to the person. You could soak them in water first. I've heard of lighting a candle right underneath you, but I don't know, that sounds dangerous.
Interesting.
You might try holding your breath or make somebody else do it.
So can you show us how you would cut an onion?
Of course, yeah. I mean, I usually take both ends off and then peel it. Trying to dig your thumb in there and get that outer layer.
How many onions do you go through in a week at La Fiamma?
Oh geez, we make our onion rings from scratch for La Fiamma Burger. So we go through a couple 100 pounds a week.
That's a lot of onions. So is there a lot of crying and tears in the kitchen?
When they're prepping onions down here, you don't want to be around here. I often come say hi and then walk out right away.
So this is where all the crying is happening.
Yeah,
in this
they have
kitchen.
fans on,
Okay.
and they've tried everything. They've tried the candle. They've tried soaking them in water. Nothing really helps.
Is it drawing straws on who's going to cut the onions?
Sometimes.
Is it ever you?
Not typically, but I would always stand in for someone if they asked me to.
So with this recipe, is it like a handful of olives, a handful of, it just kind of depends on what you want to put on your pizza.
Yeah,
and how
down
much
at the
you put on
restaurant,
it.
we have exact measurements for every pizza so that they're always the same and consistent and high quality. But at home, I mean, you can put whatever you want on a pizza.
Yeah, it's custom.
That's what I like about pizza.
So tell me about the sausage. So when they get this in the box, what do they need to do anything to it, or can they?
Oh, you
need
just
to
crumble
cut
it up and throw it on a pizza. It's pre-cooked.
They don't have to to do anything, just put it on. And then how much of the ingredients would you say they need to put on a pizza or should put on a pizza?
I mean, typically for a medium, it's about 2 ounces of each item.
So per square footage?
Per whole pizza.
Per whole pizza. So it's kind of a little bit of everything in every bite?
Right.
Okay, that sounds delicious. Thank you for teaching us how to chop an onion and how to do a pepper the right way. This is a great time to take a break and learn a little bit more about Northwest Youth Services and the communities we serve.
Northwest Youth Services has grown in response to the need for supportive programs for youth since its inception in 1976. Although our initial service area began in Bellingham, we have expanded to offer services to unstably housed young people throughout Whatcom County and Skagit County. Most recently, we've expanded our housing supports into parts of Island County. And we're having a big impact. Last year, 1,290 people sought our support. In 2019, 217 youth exited homelessness and entered into safe and stable housing, and 542 school-aged youths participated in preventative activities aimed at addressing risk. But we still have a lot of work to do. On any given night in Washington State, there are 1,300 unaccompanied young people who are considered homeless. When we look at communities affected by homelessness, we know that Black youth in Washington make up 24% of the homeless youth population, even though they represent only 6% of the total population. LGBTQ+ youth are also disproportionately represented in the homeless youth population, with up to 40% of homeless youth identifying as LGBTQ+. Mental illness and chemical abuse are leading factors of youth incarceration and homelessness. The role of our behavioral health team is to enhance and expand mental health and treatment services to youth experiencing chronic homelessness, substance use disorders, serious mental illness or emotional disturbance, or sometimes a combination of these things. We do this through substance abuse support and referrals for at-risk youth, by providing wraparound services for youth suffering from mental illness, and collaborating with other program areas to enhance our holistic crisis intervention and prevention. Another program we offer is the Vocational Readiness Program, which provides a spectrum of support services to equip youth in exploring and reaching their education and employment goals. Our volunteers and caseworkers help youth with their resumes, job searches, and the interview process. On the restorative justice side of our programming, the Teen Court program began in 1997 and is a partnership between Northwest Youth Services and Whatcom County Superior Court. Teen Court is a diversion program with the goal of offering youth an alternative to juvenile detention. This program is based on the philosophy of restorative justice rather than punishment. Finally, given that around 40% of homeless youth identify as LGBTQ+, the Queer Youth Project is a program dedicated to supporting and advocating for at-risk and homeless LGBTQ+ youth. This program includes stigma-free events, family reunification programs, and safe medical referrals, along with LGBTQ+ youth safety and resiliency programs offered to community groups. A full list of all our resources can be found at nwys.org. Supporting our organization is easy. Of course, financial gifts are important to help end youth homelessness. You can also sign up for our mailing list or follow us on Facebook. All of these links can be found in the description below. Thanks for your support.
We are back in the commissary kitchen and we're gonna get messy making some za. So tell me what we've got here. It looks like we are gonna make some dough.
Yes, we are. We got our house pizza dough. This is a medium to us. This will be the one you'll be getting at home. The key is to not touch it too much. The less you touch it, the more bubbles you're gonna get. What we're gonna do really is we're gonna push the bubbles out to the crust. So it's really important to never touch the outside. So you kind of wanna grab it kind of like that, where it's got some space between your hand and the dough.
And so what is the dough on? What is this flour?
We got it coated in high gluten flour first, just to help stretch it a little bit. That helps ease the gluten. And then we've got rice flour down here as as a lubricant to have it be able to slide back and forth and right into the oven for you.
So what do we do first?
So you kind of start from the middle, and like I said, you want to push all the gas that's built up in there to the edges. So we're just gonna make your hand like that, kind of an arch, and never touch the edge of the crust, and just kind of spin and push those bubbles out the edge. And you'll know you're doing it right when you see some really thin bubbles start to form.
Oh, cool. Like this one, that one's a big bubble.
Right.
Okay.
So at that point, you want to pick it up and you want to kind of get messy. You slap all that flour off. All that high gluten flour burns in the oven, so you want to just have the rice flour because it's a little bit larger in scale, so it doesn't burn as fast. We're just kind of slapping that off. Add a little bit more rice flour to it, just to get it nice and slippery on the counter. And kind of go with one hand, still keeping your hand like that. Keep those bubbles intact.
What if you get a big bubble like this? Do you pop it or do you?
I mean, it's really up to you.
Okay,
I like that crunch and a little bit of burn. With the wood fire, it's called Kissed by the Flame when you've got that crunchy black part on there.
Yeah.
And, I don't know, it's tasty. From there, you're gonna pick it up, slap it back and forth again. This is the tricky part.
You don't want to drop it,
and
right?
you toss it.
I don't think I'm gonna be able to do that. Watch him. I can't do that.
So you get about 12 inches.
So each pie should be about 12 inches.
Yeah.
If you like super thin crust, should you go smaller than that or bigger than that?
You go bigger.
Great. And if you like thick crust, smaller, right?
Right.
So tell me about how to cook this dough once you've got it all laid out.
Well, at the restaurant, we use about 600 degrees apple wood from Yakima. But at home, you probably only want to turn your oven up to 475. So it's gonna be slightly longer. You know, here at La Fiamma, it takes about 6 minutes for a pizza. But at
Wow,
home,
that's fast.
It's gonna be probably twice that at home.
Does that matter how thick the crust, thin or thin the crust is?
Sure, you know, thicker it would take longer.
Okay. And then for those at home who love this crust and they want to buy La Fiamma crust, can they buy it from you directly?
Of course, yeah, you can walk right up to the pie hole window and take a small, medium, or large dough to go.
And so do you also offer this in gluten-free at your restaurants?
We have a medium gluten-free and a small gluten-free, and they're pre-formed. That's definitely a possibility for someone.
And can they buy the dough from you directly as well? Or?
Yes.
Excellent, that's a great option if you want to cook some pizza at home with the family. So after we've got it all straightened out, then what do we do?
Well, yours needs to get a little bigger.
But
now we're ready to top the pizza.
So how many years of experience do you have in tossing za?
Because
this looks like a skill that you have to develop.
I've been making pizza here for 6 years and cooking for 26 years.
So you've been doing this a
But
long
I definitely developed in the last 6 years.
So this is kind of what yours looked like when you started?
Sure.
Let's tell the audience what they should be expecting in their at-home kits.
In your box, you'll get 2 La Fiamma pizza doughs, pepperoni, our house blend Italian sausage, red pepper, red onion, black olives, and mushrooms.
Excellent. So if they wanted flour like this, what would you recommend they get it at?
You could get some coarse rice flour probably at the co-op.
Excellent. This is a great time to take a break. We're going to learn a little bit about Northwest Youth Services and the programs that they offer.
Outreach is Northwest Youth Services' primary connection point for youth who are currently unhoused or disconnected from resources. Our outreach services can be found in our schools, libraries, and events throughout the county. They're designed to meet youth where they're at and to build relationships and connections to resources and basic needs that can effectively end their experience of homelessness. Northwest Youth Services rapid rehousing, transitional, permanent, and temporary housing provide affordable housing opportunities for young adults. While accessing housing through our organization, all young people are supported by a case manager who assists youth in setting and achieving their individualized life goals. A full list of all of our resources can be found at nwys.org.
Welcome back. So we've stretched the dough, and now we're going to learn how to sauce and top the dough.
All right, once you have your dough to the point that you like it, we're gonna not put too much sauce on. The instrument I'm using here is called a spoodle. If you don't have one, you can use a ladle or a spoon. I like to put the sauce right in the middle and then make a rotational spread like that, right up to the edge of the crust. But you want to leave a gap because, I mean, I really like the crust. I think that makes the pizza.
So do you prefer a lighter sauce, or is it up to personal preference?
Just the right amount.
Just the right amount. Whatever you like to do. Okay. And then what do you put on?
Next goes the cheese. take the cheese and we kind of sprinkle it around. It's going to melt to fit. Just spread it out evenly.
And so while he's making a meat version, I'm making a veggie version. And you can also, if you're vegan, not put the cheese on or use a vegan cheese. And so then what do you put on next? Do you do the meat next or do you do the vegetables?
Next, usually I would do the meat next to break up your sausage, kind of evenly put it on there. You want it in like every other bite. You know, a big chunk is still okay. You can fight over that piece later. We'll grab our pepperoni. And yeah, same sort of thing, every other bite.
Tell me about pineapple. Is pineapple, some people would say it's not okay to put pineapple on a pizza, some people would say it is. What are your thoughts on that? No comment?
I seriously cannot answer that. It's too big of a conspiracy against pineapple. I have no problem with pineapple.
You're inclusive for all toppings?
I am.
Got it.
We get a little crazy sometimes with what we put on pizza. Habaneros, egg yolk.
Egg yolk?
You
Wow,
can put
I've never heard of
anything on a
that.
pizza. We did a sushi pizza at one point.
Oh!
It was pretty good. Yeah, some ahi cubes and some rice.
On a dough like this? Mm-hmm. And it was good?
It sold really well, and you know, we kept buying it as staff members.
So you do the sauce, then you do the cheese, and then you do the meats,
Then
then you do the veggies.
And then the veggies so that they cook all the way.
Is there any specific order that you put the veggies on?
It doesn't really matter. It's all really up to you. You know, I kind of do the not so slimy ones first because I'm going to wash my hands last. You know. Just an even spread of toppings. Every other bite, like I said before.
Do you ever make like smiley faces on your pizza with your veggies?
I do sometimes.
Do you have any tips for making the perfect pizza?
The perfect pizza is one that everybody enjoys afterwards, and that's usually the case, so don't worry about it too much.
Don't put too much thought into it, just put stuff on that you like.
Right.
Eat what you like. Is there any topping that you don't like?
No. Anchovies.
Oh,
I
no
thought I liked
anchovies.
them because when you put anchovies on a pizza, nobody else wants any, so it's more for you.
Oh,
But
that's a good tactic.
oh, they're really salty.
This looks great, Jordan. Do you have any recommendations on making sure that your pizza cooks perfectly?
Sure, I mean, you know, the more you check it.
The slower it cooks, the more you check it.
But yeah, you want a nice brown golden crust and the cheese to be bubbling. All the ingredients to be perfectly cooked. You'll know when you see it. If it's not burnt, it's right before that.
Excellent. Well, this is a great time to take a quick break and learn a little bit more about how you can get involved in Northwest Youth Services.
Since 1976, Northwest Youth Services has been the doorway to safety and the pathway to progress for thousands of young lives. Much has changed in our communities during those years. What has not changed is our commitment to supporting the uniqueness of each youth served. We invite you to join us in ensuring that young people from all backgrounds in our community have a place to belong. For more information on ways to support youth experiencing homelessness in our communities, including virtual volunteering and donating, please visit our website at nwys.org or follow us on Facebook and Instagram.
Welcome back to the kitchen. Our pizzas are ready and they are shiny. Tell me about how you cut a pizza. Is there a specific technique that you use?
There is, you know, a pizza wheel really helps. You can use a knife on a cutting board if you don't have that. But typically, we cut our medium pizza into 8.
Okay, I saw that you kind of slid it off before you cut it.
Right, you kind of start this way. You know, it's really, one
gotta
tip
put
is
some force
instead
in
of
it.
going this way like you think you should flip it around and you got a little more leverage.
Okay.
And you can lift the pan to cut all the way through. And then it's ready to share.
And so it looks like each pizza with those cuts will have 8 slices.
Perfect, yep.
Excellent. I'm really excited to try this. Also, for those that ordered the box at home, you're gonna get salad, a couple dressing options, and then also some beer from Aslan. So that'll be delicious. It looks like we are ready to try this. Are you ready? I'm super excited.
Let's do it before it gets cold.
Before it gets cold, while it's still shiny. Oh my gosh, that's so good. Well, Jordan, this is so good. Thank you so much for coming and sharing this recipe with us. Is there anything you would like to share about La Fiamma Pie Hole, how people can find you?
We're on Facebook and Instagram, La Fiamma Pizza and Pie Hole. We've got a really exciting fall. I always say that this is my favorite time of year, but I mean, it pretty much is all year long. We're always doing something fun. Right now we're working on some really big pumpkins are coming into town. And we got some pumpkin pie, some apple cider, a lot of new cocktails. Our in-house dining just opened up, so come on down and check it out.
Great, I look forward to coming. Thank you. Jordan, I just want to thank you again for letting us use this amazing kitchen during all these video shoots and for your time today and helping us learn how to make the best za.
Of course.
Thank you again. We really appreciate it. Thank you again to all of our sponsors. Presenting sponsors include IMCO Construction, People's Bank, BIRCH Equipment, Cosmos Bistro, Big Rock Roadhouse, La Fiamma Woodfire Pizza, and Veritas Media. And a special thanks to Rice Insurance, Larson Gross Certified Public Accountants, CPI Plumbing and Heating, Seeking Health, Logan Creek Senior Living, Peace Health, Land Title and Escrow, Windermere Property Management of Oak Harbor, Bellingham Cold Storage, Marla Chapa Keller Williams, the Hanson Home Team Keller Williams, and Skagit Regional Health. Thank you again to all of our sponsors, for without you, we couldn't have put on this series of cooking episodes. Thank you to our chefs who helped us learn some great recipes, some delicious recipes to share at home with family and friends. Thank you to all of you who ordered at home to have everything delivered and who followed along for some fun cooking tips. We really appreciate everything that you have done to help with this program. If you would like to learn more about how to help, you can go to our website, northwestyouthservices.org, follow us on social media, give us a call, we're happy to talk to you, or you can donate. Thank you again so much for your time this evening, and I hope that you have a great time eating your za. Thank you.